Hello, good morning. Good afternoon, may I say. I think it's after 12, so good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And my name is Seraphine. Some of you know me, and those who don't, my name is Seraphine. And I would like to welcome everyone for being here. And thank you for choosing to be here. You could have chose to be somewhere else, but you're here. So thank you for that. And I would like to tell you a little bit the background of this event. It actually came out of the project that I've been working on. And the project was aimed to empower and inspire people, and is to create wealth and sustainability for families and generations to come. So that's the idea of this. And as we know what is happening these days, we hear all about that. What's happening? People are getting poorer and poorer, generation to generation. And there is a lot of jobs cut or no jobs, and people on benefit, but there are benefit cuts, and basically things are not going that great. And so, for example, what's happening? What's happening? Predictability of the future if nothing is done. We are going to hear what's happening, for example, in Spain, Cyprus, and so on. You know, I guess most people know what is going on around. And there'll be other things like people are, the savings are not actually worth much these days. What's happening? Most people who are saving money, they won't benefit. And those who are not saving is good news, because you will know what to do from here today, and hopefully things will be heading in the right way or where you want to be. And actually, so that's the main idea of this, to create and friends of friends and family for generations to come. And what's going to happen, I have spoken to a few of the speakers that I know, and those who I don't know, I ask people who know them. So they are free to be here to educate us, to give us what we need to know, to grow, and basically to take on whatever we get that will work for every individual that will move to where you want to be. And they agree. And like James, for example, is here all the way from up now, Stoke, 3 hours drive. Thank you for being here. And he's agreed to be here to share with you the information that we need to take on. And Ron is here also. He actually sponsored for this venue so we can have this event happen for free for everyone. So thank you, Ron, for that, and also for facilitating me being at the office working on, and also disturbing Camille to help me to put this together, advertising and telling people, interrupting you. So thank you so much for your kind support, and just for making this happen. I couldn't have done it by myself. So, and those other people who are here who did, inviting and just sharing, and those guys who came from Oxford also, I appreciate, and other people here, friends who could have been somewhere else. So thank you everyone for making this happen. And there is a lot more actually to say. For example, we will have a short break. It will be just a comfort break, toilet or whatever, just short one, because we want to finish on time. And then that will allow opportunity for networking, getting your questions answered at the end of the event. So no questions during when the speakers, just if you have any question, make a note, and that make sure you get them answered before you go. And there is a restaurant and bar. You can have coffee or sandwich later on. So there's that. And what else? What else do I need to mention?
Switch your phones off.
Oh, okay. Put your phones up on silent, so so that you will focus your energy here with us, and that will be really great. And what else?
Parking.
Oh, I hope everyone has, packed all right where they're supposed to be.
And get a ticket from the reception.
And okay, I got a ticket from reception. Everyone okay with that? Parking? Great. And so we have actually Ron. He'll be the first speaker who will talk about the art of making money. Yeah? Ron Holland, he will be here to do that.
So will we ask Angela first?
Yeah, Angela will come and introduce more what they're going to talk. And then there'll be James. He will speak about mindset and mental attitude, and therefore you attract money in your life. And Camille Vavjisga will talk about the cash flow quadrant, like 4 ways of money making a new retirement model that you can apply. And we will have Marcus Matthew, who will talk some amazing stuff about wealth strategy for every woman and man, and many more. So there is going to be a lot, and Angela is going to come and tell you more what they're going to talk about. So this is it, and enjoy. And yes, great.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name's Angela. The first speaker today is one of the world's leading exponents on the subject of thinking and not thinking. He's an amazing business mentor, obviously, who specializes in helping small to medium-sized companies achieve success. Rings any bells? Of course. Please welcome the incredible Ron Holland.
How can I top that? Now, did anybody see the title of today's talk? Create lasting wealth in today's tough economy. Is anybody interested in really doing that? Okay. And then there's another little thing. Every cloud has a silver lining. Now, just for a couple of minutes, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, not from an egotistical standpoint, but I think those of you who don't know me might find it very interesting. So 35 years ago, I wrote my first book, Debt Free with Financial Kung Fu, and it's still in print, still bringing in royalties, and I'll talk a little bit about that later on, but that was where I really started a long, long time ago. Since then, I've had numerous bestsellers, Talk and Grow Rich, Turbo Success, Eureka Enigma, and about 18 other books, published in about 27 different languages. I don't know how many millionaires I've helped create, but it's a lot. And at the moment, I'm currently mentoring and guiding 2 people who are paying me, 2 people who I've helped become millionaires. I'm now mentoring them to become billionaires, right? And that's a very, very interesting proposition for me, because I'm not a billionaire, but they think I can get them to be billionaires. So that's kind of really exciting and really interesting. What I want to share with you for this first 20 minutes is a couple of ideas and a couple of concepts that might get you in the wealth mode, might get you in the millionaire mode, might be things that you've seen before, might not be. But over the years, and like I say, I've been at it a long time, I've noticed wealthy people, rich people, spend their money like this, and poor people spend their money like that. And I'm going to share with you what the rich people do and what the poor people do, and you might go, wow, that is profound, right? So rich people spend their money on guns, and poor people spend their money on what?
Butter.
Butter. Have you heard this before?
Yes.
Guns and butter, right? How many of you have heard that expression before? Yeah, about 3 of you, 4 of you. I'm amazed, all right? So I'm gonna go over 2 little lists here. Guns and butter, and let's just have a look. Like I say, this is a workshop. It's a 2-way dialogue. So you've got to put yourself in one camp. You recognise yourself where you stand, right? So we have the guns camp over here, and the butter camp here. So guns, just in case you don't know, guns are solid, tangible. Guns are a tool. They're there forever. It takes quite a lot of doing to get rid of a gun. Butter, however, butter has a habit of just dissipating. You don't have to do anything before it's just melted and dissipated or eaten or gone away, right? So guns items are there forever. Butter items just dissipate, right? So I'm going to give you a starting point on both, and then you start clicking in and seeing if you can help me with these examples. So I'm going to give you a guns item, A guns item might be property, right? That's a guns item, that's there forever. A butter item, and I hate to tell you this, because I don't know where you're spending your money, but it could be a holiday, okay? A guns item could be buying and investing in a business. A butter item might be investing in clothing, right? That's the kind of starting point. Has anybody else got any ideas on guns item and butter items? Who wants to give me a starting point?
Precious metal.
Precious metal. You took the word out of my mouth, right? So I'm going to put, just so people know what we're talking about, silver and gold. Has anybody got a butter item of spending their money on something that's not going to be around for too long?
A car.
Yeah, a car, right? If it was a guns item, I would say that could be an antique car. If you just buy a normal car, that will depreciate by 20 or 30% the day you buy it if it's a new car. If it's an antique car, maybe that will appreciate in value. So I will put antique car there if I know how to spell it. An antique car, or antique paintings, right? Or antique furniture, right? If you just put a normal furniture here, that will depreciate. If you spend your money on furniture, I guarantee you won't get your money back on it. Who else has got ideas for guns items?
Land.
Land? Where are you putting that?
No, but just
Butter?
no,
You sure?
yeah, of course.
Well done. Yeah? Yeah? Who's got some butter items?
Toys.
What kind of toys?
TV.
Gadgets.
Yeah? Who's that? Hold on. Toys, TV, gadgets, what else?
Rental things, like
Rental things, absolutely. Yeah, what else? What else do the rich people put their money in, and they do it over and over again?
commodities.
Commodities, yeah? That's probably a good idea. Yeah, what else? What else do the rich people do, and what do the poor people do? Are you getting an idea for things that dissipate? Once you've had your holiday, the money's gone. The rich person would do something different. The rich person would buy a holiday home or a holiday island and have the holiday there. There's a very, very big difference in this mentality, all right? Let's just talk about silver for a minute, because it's something I know quite a bit about. I used to work with a guy by the name of Charles. He was the stepson of Sir Charles Claw. Does anybody know anything about Sir Charles Claw? During the Second World War, Charles Claw decided to become a multi-millionaire, and of course it was a depression, everything was depressed, the war was going on, and he went out and just bought up silver, tons and tons and tons of it, and when he died, he had over 100 million in assets. And the unfortunate, and how he became famous, when Sir Charles Claw died, he had 100 million in assets, and he hadn't left the will. And the British government took the whole lot, the whole 100 million, in taxes. And that if you look at Sir Charles Claw, it's a very interesting story, because through the collection of silver, he made a huge amount of money, but he lost it because he didn't do it properly. So he understood to a certain degree about guns, but he didn't understand about protecting himself too much. Who's interested in guns items, and who's interested in butter items? Guns. Yeah, you're a guns guy. Yeah, guns. Who's interested in butter items? The holiday. Yeah, you can't have that now. Okay. Is that a useful little exercise? Because the next time you go to spend money, you'll think, am I in the millionaire mindset? Or am I in the kind of everyday mindset where people are doing it wrong, just frittering away their money? And there's definitely a different way of doing things, okay? So today, I'm going to talk about the real practicalities this afternoon, about how you can get into some serious money. And this is the important thing, even if you haven't got any. right? So starting with nothing, I'm going to show you how to really make something happen, okay? This morning, I just want to talk about this mindset, and I know James he's got a brilliant talk. He's going to talk a bit later about the money mindset and all of that from a different angle and perspective as to where I'm coming from. One of the things I'd like to talk to you about is, again, moving away from guns and butter, acting like a millionaire, right? Millionaires definitely act and think in a different way to normal people, okay? And I want to share something with you that really is quite profound. Most people, if they want to become a millionaire or want a big house or want a Rolls Royce, they look at their circumstances in life, and what they do, they kind of bring up this image and they say, it's impossible for me to have a Rolls Royce because I'm not earning enough money. It's impossible for me to be a millionaire because I don't have any capital to be able to make that happen. So immediately, the people who are not successful, not millionaires, they put up mental barriers to stop that kind of thing happening, right? Millionaires, on the other hand, even if they've got absolutely nothing, what do they do that is very, very different to ordinary people? Even if they haven't got any money, what is it that they do? They think, how? Yeah, yeah.
They feel like millionaires.
They feel like millionaires. This is good.
Fake
That's
it till
good.
they make it.
They fake it until they make it. Is a good. All of these answers are good. Yeah, but I'm going to give you some absolute specifics. Yeah.
They see the possibility.
They see the possibility. Yeah. What else is it that they do? Because if you take this away with you today, it will change your life, right? So what is it that they do?
Be in action.
Action is absolutely crucial, and I'm just going to share something with you. This book here, the Eureka Enigma, is all about mind power, but the biggest chapter in there is the chapter on action. But that's not what I'm looking for. Let me tell you what it is that millionaires do, and they do it over and over again. When they come up with an idea to get a Rolls Royce or get a big property or become a millionaire, they immediately bring up the picture of it, and they see the picture, and they might know that's going to be difficult to accomplish. But instead of pushing it away and saying they can't accomplish it, what do you think they do?
Visualize.
They visualise it and keep drawing it in over and over again. And even if their conscious mind says, well, what right have you got to have a Rolls Royce? What right have you got to be a millionaire? They dispel all of that and they dismiss it, and they go, well, I'm going to be a millionaire anyway. I'm going to have a Rolls Royce anyway. I'm going to do it anyway, right? So I know you've read all of the books about mind power. You've read it over and over again, what it is that you've got to be doing. But if ever there was a big secret to self-help and personal development, it's this. Most people who read those books and do the workshops and do the seminars, they don't actually do it. They read it, they do the seminars, they watch the videos, but they don't actually do it. And what they've got to do, and I suggest maybe what you've got to do, is actually visualise in the neurons of your own mind what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And keep drawing stuff in. Stop repelling stuff and stop letting your conscious mind run you. You've got to start getting into the powerful, powerful subconscious mind. If you want to get the millionaire mindset, if you want to get the wealth mindset, you're not going to do it. You're not going to make it happen on your conscious mind. The conscious mind is tiny. The subconscious mind is absolutely massive. Question for you. How many people in this room actually recognise the difference when they're running on their conscious mind as opposed to their subconscious mind? How many of you actually recognise that? A few of you, right? How many of you recognise that the internal dialogue that you've got talking away all the time, the chitter-chatter that goes on in the brain, driving us mad? Putting hands up already, I haven't even asked the question. How many of you have got that? Yeah, the rest of you are lying, right? Yeah. So let's have another look. How many of you've got that chatter in the brain? Everybody, right? How many of you realise that just by controlling that chatter and slowing that thought process down and down and down and down and down until it's practically stopped, that is one of the most powerful things you can do in wealth creation, right? By having that running away in your mind, that is kind of self-talk is self-defeating. The human mind becomes unbelievably powerful when you slow it down and stop thinking. That's why most of us, when we're out jogging or swimming or riding our bike or having a shower, that's when we come up with our big ideas. We've stopped worrying, we've stopped thinking, we've let go, we've forgotten about all the day-to-day worries and problems, and suddenly you've heard that small, still voice of the subconscious mind, and you've gone, wow, eureka! And it's those eurekas that over, as you know, for 35 years back when I kind of started educating people about this, I am very, very attuned to that small, still voice. So when I get that little idea or little hunch, what do you think I do with it? Who said that? Absolutely right. Whereas most people push it away. So most people say, write a book on this, go to America to do that, sign this guy up. Or, conversely speaking, the small, still voice will go, don't do this, don't do that, don't go here. But I'm very, very acutely aware of that kind of dialogue that's going on in my mind, okay? And I think if we're going to talk about it in detail later, this little bit here is just an introduction, and I'm still looking for signs, and nobody's given me any signs yet, so I'll just keep going. Is that correct? Are we okay? 5, 10, 20? No, nothing.
No limitations.
Say again?
There's no limitations.
Oh, this is good. Okay, I must have misunderstood how long I'm talking for, but that's okay. Right, let's just talk about attracting like a millionaire. How many people in this room are absolutely aware of the law of attraction and know how to invoke the law of attraction? So, hands up, how many are aware of the law of attraction? Okay, how many of you deliberately invoke the law of attraction? Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people in the room invoke the law of attraction, right? Now, I've only got 5 minutes on this session, so I'm going to be talking about that a little bit later. But to my mind, you need to understand the law of attraction before you begin to invoke it. And if you don't understand it, you're going to find it difficult to invoke. So I'm going to be talking in depth and in detail about that later on, right? I just want to share a few little quick things with you before I go, really and truly just to set the tone of the workshop today. So we talked about guns items, and I want to share, I talked about my friend Charles and Sir Charles Claw, who made the 100 million out of silver, and I just wanted to share with you my little kind of thing. And every week, right, I personally invest in silver, and I carry these around with me all the time just to show people, right? So just out of interest, before we move on to the next speaker, how many of you are in the silver business? And how many of you understand what's going on in the world economy and why silver is so important? Right, a good show of hands. I'm mentally 15 of you. That is fantastic. So silver is the next property, right? I'm going to say that again. Silver is the next property. So if you're thinking of all the people who made huge amounts of money in the property boom, silver is the next property. You want to take that on board, because what I'm sharing and showing with you there now, I'm going to talk a bit about silver later on this afternoon as a real guns item. But there's a reason why. Sometimes I invest a lot every week, but sometimes I invest a little every week. But every week I make sure I invest in silver. It's that powerful. Property is the next silver. That's what I want to kind of end with. I've run out of time. The things that I haven't touched upon, I promise you faithfully, when I've got a longer session with you this afternoon, which I'm looking forward to, I'll pick up where I left off, and I'm really going to get into the nitty-gritty of making money even if you don't have any, right? So it's also, you're going to be wealthy, going to be a millionaire,